Hi, welcome back to Cello from the Beginning. This is our third regular lesson on French folk song. We'll be working with the final four measures, measures 17 through 20, and then we'll be putting the whole piece together. So we learned the first 8 measures in lesson 1. We learned measures 9 through 16 in lesson 2. And here we are for the last little phrase. And it is simply a scale that comes all the way down stepwise, starting from the high D to the low D, and then has a little tag on the end of it. Let me play it for you. See it? We start here on the A string with 4th finger, 3, 1, A, string crossing 4th finger on the D, 3, 1, open D, another 1st finger, open D, 1, 2, and you can come off. I like to come off. This piece is printed different ways. Sometimes it's printed with a dotted half note at the end, like that. The final chord of the piano part is on that downbeat, and it's just holding, as I recall. So I like to actually just 1, 2, and take my bow off into the air. You can hear the D is still ringing. And then that decay tends to match the piano decay better than if I try to do it, especially on an up bow, which is very challenging, so it's just easier to come off the string. Then it's ringing, it decays, and then the piano, they just let go whenever they want to. So let's try this. So here we are, coming down the scale. We'll go slowly again, starting with 4th finger on the A string. 4, 3, 1, A, string crossing 4, 3, 1, D, 1, open D, 1, 2, lift. This is obviously the most challenging part of the piece. It has the notes that change the most. There's very little repetition in it, unlike some of the other lines that we've done. And the fingers are changing every beat, the notes are changing every beat. And we have a challenging string crossing going from the open A to the 4th finger on the D, which is why, again, we practiced, remember this pattern, 104? In the introductory lesson, we practiced that pattern quite a bit, and this is why. It's here between measures 1 and 2. 1, A, 4. There it is. It only goes down, but we practiced going both ways. So hopefully you've already got that worked out, the technique of that worked out, and you won't have any trouble doing this. So mainly going from an open string to 4th finger is mostly a challenge, making sure that the 4th finger lands in the right spot and is in tune, and then also making sure that the bow coordinates. So just as I pivot and change directions, I make sure I've got my finger going down. Let's do this again, coming down this scale. So here we go. Let's go a little faster. 1, ready, play. 4, 3, 1, A, 4, 3, 1, D, 1, D, 2, into the air. All right, let's try it one more time. I won't say any finger numbers this time. 1, ready, play. Okay, when you have mastered that line, or those 4 measures, Then you're ready to do the rest of this video, which is the connection, putting all three parts together. The first 16 bars, I'm sorry, the first 8 bars, the second 8 bars, and the final 4 bars. The connections between those are actually fairly easy. The connection between 8 and 9 is very simple. We've played an open D. And the next pattern starts with an open D. So there's really nothing to do there at all. You just change the bow direction. And then connecting from measure 12 to 13, from measure 16 to 17, we're on the A string. And then we put 4th finger down. This one is a little challenging, and it's also why we practiced one of those exercises in the introductory lesson, because we're going 4, A, 4. 4 on the D, A, 4. Obviously, they're not all quarter notes. We have a long A in there, but that's the challenge, is getting that 4th finger from the D string and getting those fingers over and in tune. So let's try this whole thing now from the beginning. We'll go through it once, and I'll say most of the finger numbers for this first time through. So remember, we're going to start kind of upper half-ish, and then use the upper, or start in the middle and play more in the upper half. 4th finger on the A. 1, ready, play. 4, 3, 1, 3, 4, A, 2, 3, 4, 3, 1, D, 2, 3, D, 1, 3, again, 4, long note, and 1, 3, 4, again, A, 2, 3, here it is, 4. Let it ring. Great. All right, I'll do this one more time with no finger numbers, just as a play-along section. And of course, you'll also have this on the Sound Slice lesson. There'll be the cello part, obviously without me talking, and then the piano accompaniment. So here we go. Find our 4th finger. Make sure we're in tune, in the right place on the bow. 1, ready, play. Okay, when you can do that, when you can play through top to bottom at tempo without stopping or stumbling, you'll be ready to go on either to the next video or to the Sound Slice accompaniment track. And that will be just a piano part that goes along with this. And in the YouTube video accompaniment, there'll be 2 bars of counting off. So you'll hear click, 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 and then you play. All right, I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time for some more music.